Hola mis amigos, we're making steak and asparagus with feta cream. I have preheated my broiler to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to start off by preparing the asparagus. So here I have 2 bunches of asparagus, and I am just going to coat this in about 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and we're going to add some salt and pepper to taste. And then we're just going to use our clean hands and toss this to coat. Here on a baking sheet lined with aluminum foil, I have about 2 pounds of sirloin tip steaks that I have seasoned liberally on both sides with some salt and pepper. And my plan was to also add the asparagus to this pan as well, but as we can see, there is no room. So I'm going to prepare another sheet pan the exact same way for the asparagus, and they're both going to go in the oven for the same time, so that should work out fine. So what you want to do next is we're just going to place this into the broiler. Again, that's at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And you want to cook it for about 8 minutes or so, depending on how well you want your meat to be cooked. And of course, we are going to flip these and allow these to cook on the other side halfway through. So we're going to go ahead and prepare the asparagus on the pan as well. Throw all of this into the broiler for about 8 minutes, and then we will return. While the steak is resting, we can go ahead and prepare our feta cream. You can totally do this in your food processor, but I didn't feel like lugging mine out, so I'm going to go ahead and use my immersion blender. So here I have 1/2 cup of sour cream, and to that I'm going to add 8 ounces of crumbled feta cheese, some salt and pepper to taste. I'm just going to add the pepper for now, and then I will taste it later and see if I need some salt, because the feta cheese should be salty enough. And then we are also about to add some vinegar, which will also give it that zesty kind of salty type flavor. So in addition to that, we're going to add the 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And then we're just going to go to town on this until it is nice and creamy. We are back and things are starting to come together here. This definitely would be easier in the food processor now that I'm doing it, but it's still not bad. I'd rather have to just wash this than to wash the whole food processor just to make the cream. So here we can see it is getting that nice smooth consistency. It's okay to be a little chunky because we're going to be serving this with our steak and asparagus anyway, so it doesn't need to be perfectly smooth. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer this over to a bowl. I've added the cream to a bowl, so now for the final touch, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of chives. And then this cream is good to go. Again, at this point, you may want to taste it again and see if you need to add some extra salt and pepper. But for me, this is great. So now we're just going to get the steak, because the steak has thoroughly rested. So we're just going to slice it up and plate this with our asparagus and the cream. Steak and asparagus with feta cream. Enjoy, and I'll see you at the dinner table.